This conference will now be recorded.
And we discussed what HTTP request will consist of, HTTP method, URL, headers, and body. And then we discussed what is mule event. Already we know mule event. Mule event consists of message as well as message variables and error message, and message consists of payload and attributes exactly. And this is very important. How HTTP request will be converted into mule4 event by the inbound endpoint HTTP listener exactly. See, HTTP method, URL, headers, and all will be going to attributes, and it will be mapped to attributes exactly. And body part will go to payload. If body is not available, payload will be empty. Okay. And we have seen the detailed explanation of the hello world application. Okay. This, if you see, we have sent HTTP request from Postman. What happened? It went to listener. It is the inbound endpoint, right? It listened to the request and it converted that HTTP request to mule event. Okay. After converting it to mule event, and it passed it to the internal queue. What happens at that point of time? What is the structure of mule event? Attributes non-empty. It is, there are some attributes, there are some headers and some part of the HTTP request which are converted into attributes exactly. And whether we are sending any payload from here, we are not sending payload. It is empty. Body part is empty exactly in Postman. That's the reason payload is empty. Variables, no, we haven't generated any variables. That's the reason it is empty only. Then we went to set payload transformer basically. Okay, here we have set the payload as hello world. Now your payload will be not empty. It will be consisting of hello world, and attributes obviously non-empty. Whatever attributes we have passed here from HTTP request, those same attributes are available. And variables, whether we have generated any variables over here, no, nothing. That's the reason it will be empty. Now we are sending the, because our flow has ended here, and we are sending the response to the responses section of HTTP request. Now what happens? That success response, there are two parts in responses part, success response and error response. Now we have received success response. For that, what we have extracted the payload part, and then we are sending the response to the postman exactly. Okay. Now what happens? That payload, what does the payload consist of? Only the hello world. The same is sent to the postman. That's what we have seen, the entire structure in detail exactly, hello world application. If we understand this, this is the fundamental, and if you understand this, mostly you will be understanding everything. Every flow will have the same structure exactly. Okay. Now today we will move to the another session. We'll see the agenda for today. Okay. What are the topics to be covered today exactly? We are going to discuss URI params. Okay. And we'll be developing an application based on URI params. Say application means project exactly. I wrote app, shortcut of it. Some people got open that app exactly. It means that application only. Don't confuse yourself there. Application, project, app. Okay. People will be using different terminologies. Don't worry about that exactly. Now we'll develop one application based on URI params. How to extract URI params, and then based on that, how to develop one application. We'll do that. This is similar to hello world application only. Immediately we will discuss like what is query param, and then immediately how to extract query params from the mule event. That we will discuss, and then immediately we'll develop mule application based on query param. And in the process, we will see, yesterday we have seen how to run application, but we haven't seen how to debug it, right? The same way, today I will show you like how to debug a mule application and place the logger component also. Similar to set payload component, we have another component called logger component. What is the use of logger component and how to configure that exactly? Okay, we will see what is URI param, what is query param, and develop applications based on URI param, develop application based on query param, and we'll see debug mule application and logger component also. We'll see the logger component. This is the session we are going to discuss today. See here. Now, see, if you check out any Google, for example, like you want to Google and you want to type something, for example, like you want to search for any point studio download only. Okay, if you see here, what is happening? Search.yahoo.com, search, okay, and question mark, and there are some other things exactly. Okay, this is known as URL. Generally, if you remember, like anything you want to open on the internet, you enter the URL or you search for it and then you click on it basically. If you see here also, now this is one URL. Okay, if you open with URL, automatically what happens that but the corresponding web page will open and you can do whatever you want. For example, like just now in Saram's mission, what we have done, we have downloaded the Anypoint Studio software the same way. Okay, the same way yesterday I told you, right? Yesterday okay, yesterday we used one URL like HTTP localhost 8081 and test. This is the path basically. This is the port and this is the domain name of your mission basically. Right now I have deployed application on my localhost. That's the reason I'm using localhost. And instead of localhost, sometimes people use like 0.0.0. Even that also I have told you like. And this is the HTTP method. Okay, right. See, now the concept we are going to discuss is URI param, right? URI param is a part of URL exactly. Remember that in your mind. Okay. URI stands for unique resource identifier. The name itself it tells like unique, okay, resource identifier. Okay, URI stands for unique resource identifier. If you are not able to understand, please try to keep these things in your mind basically. Unique stands for unique resource identifier, URI stands for. And it is also sometimes people call as path params also. Don't worry about that. If they call it as path params, don't get confused exactly. Okay, right. Now what did I tell you exactly? URI stands for unique resource identifier, right? Unique resource identifier. We shall understand that. What does it mean? It is used to identify unique instance of a resource and passed as a parameter in URL. Okay, what does it mean exactly? Whenever you wanted to identify something which is unique, okay, then we go for URI parameters or path parameters. And what we do to achieve that particular unique instance of the resource, we will pass it as a parameter in URL. Just now we have seen this is known as URL, right? This entire thing is known as URL. In that, this is path. This is URI parameter. Okay, we'll see that. We'll see the example. Don't worry about it. Whenever we wanted to pass something as URI parameter, we should be passing that in the URL exactly. Okay, right now whenever you want to pass it through URI param, right, what happens is we should keep that in flower braces. See, if, demo is the path exactly slash flower braces name. That particular part is nothing but URI parameter. In for that name we will pass the value as Mahesh. Value as Mahesh. If you pass the value as Mahesh, for name it will take Mahesh as the value. Okay, and whenever we want inside our Mule application, we can use this basically. Okay, we'll see the example also for this example. Now let's consider we have an organization and there are around some 100 employees for that organization. Now for each and every employee, what happens, we'll be assigning an employee ID, right? 100 employees, consider it as 1 to 100, 1 2 3 4 5. And what happens, we are maintaining a database for that particular 100 employees, like employee ID, name, what is their monthly salary, and what is their residential address, what is their permanent address. These are the fields which we have exactly. And one more field called status. Exactly, status means, now status means what, whether they are working, whether they have left the organization, active, inactive. Okay, think as 85 people are active, okay, and 15 people are inactive. Okay, what I will do, I will open one new slide, sorry. Just give me a moment. See, I told organization, it has 100 employees. Okay, 100 employees are there, and 100 employees, 85 active, 15 inactive. Okay, it means that we will be having information, employee ID, name, okay, salary, communication address, permanent address, status. For example, we'll take one Naveen. His monthly salary is around 80,000, and some exact address, permanent address, some, and he's currently active. We'll take another example, Sairam. Okay, he is around 80,000 only, address, and he left the organization. Okay, now see here, this way what I told you, we have 100 people, right? If we have 100 people, if you see here, this is the thing. Just now we think this particular employee information as a resource. Exactly, employee information as a resource. If you see here, I just told you URI param is used to identify unique instance of a resource. Okay, unique instance means exactly, we'll discuss now. I just wanted to identify one employee with a unique instance. How is it possible? Unique means it should not be same for anyone. For example, like Naveen is there, I can have some Naveens in between, right, with the name. There are a certain more number of people also, there are 2 Naveens exactly. Obviously it is not an unique instance exactly. Okay, now for example, employee ID is there. Employee ID is unique for each and every resource or each and every employee. Now what happens exactly? For example, I told employee ID 1. What happens? Immediately only I will fetch the information of Naveen. I told employee ID 2. What happens? I will get the information related to only Sairam. It means that unique employee will be coming with the help of employee ID. Able to follow me, right? In that case, whenever you wanted to do something with the help of employee ID, which can be used to uniquely identify the resource, then we go for URI parameters. How do we go for parameters exactly? Just now you have seen slash flower braces and the key. For this, I will pass the employee ID /1. Automatically, the system will understand, oh, I should get the information of Naveen. Okay, and it gives the information of Naveen. Okay, this is the example. Okay, now we'll go to query parameters. See, whenever there is a situation we wanted to filter, sort, or paginate the collection of a result, then we go for query parameters exactly. And it is passed as a key value pair at the end of URL after a question mark. I'll show you. If you see here, this is the URL, total URL from first to last exactly. And if you see, I passed query parameter after question mark city key value pair. I told this is key, city is key, Hyderabad is value. For the city, Hyderabad is the value. Okay, key value pair. Key value pair is nothing but key is there, value is there. That combination is known as key value pair. And we are telling that at the end of URL actually, not in between or in between or at the starting of the URL. We are sending it at the end of URL. Okay. Whenever you see after question mark, that's known as query parameters exactly. Okay. Query param is used to filter. For example, like we'll go here. I wanted to, for example, employees is the path. After that question mark, status equal to active. I just wanted to fetch, my requirement is I wanted to fetch all the employees who are in active status. Okay. Now, what are you doing? You are filtering almost from 100 employees, you are filtering some people. In that case, we can go for query parameters. I just put a question mark in the URL and status key and equal to active. Now what happens? We will fetch, we just told 85 resources are active. We will get all the 85 resources here. It means that out of 100, I'm filtering 85 people. Yes or no? The same way, in the same way, if you see, we can filter, we can sort and paginate with the help of query parameters. Okay, and it is passed as a key value pair. These two are very, very important, because why? These two are the part of mule event. Where it will be? It will be in attributes. Okay, how to extract this exactly? I'll just show you. How to extract query params and URI params. What did I tell you? I told you just now, like where it will be? It will be in attributes, because we are passing query parameters under params or URI params under URL. As soon as it comes to the mule application, what happens? This listener will convert that message into mule event, right? That whole message HTTP request into mule event. Whatever is there in the headers, whatever is there in the URL, what I told you, it will be converted into attributes. Whenever you wanted to extract the query params or URI params from mule event, what you have to do exactly? We should extract it from the mule event. Now, mule event, what I told you exactly, in mule event also we have message, message. Under message we have what? Attributes. Attributes. Under attributes we have, for example, like we wanted to do URI params. URI params dot the key name. Just now I told you key name, right? Employee ID. Okay, the same way, message dot This is the DWL expression. Attributes dot for query params dot what I told you, status. Okay. If we want to extract the query params or URI params from a mule event, this is the structure we wanted to extract. Okay. Then automatically we will be able to use that in our mule application. Okay. We'll see the actual demonstration of this. Then you'll be getting more clarity on this. Exactly. Don't worry about that. Till now, people are following, right? Okay. Okay. People are following. I'll proceed exactly. Now we'll go to AnyPoint Studio. See, in the first few sessions, I'll be very slow. Okay. And then slowly we'll start faster. Exactly. Okay. And one more thing, I just want to, yesterday, what we have done hello world, right? Now I wanted to, see, I wanted to do something. I'll tell you the requirement. In the URI parameters, I will pass my name dynamically. Okay. For example, like I'll tell like my name as Mahesh, and I should receive the message as hello Mahesh. Exactly. If I pass the name as Naveen, hello Naveen. If I pass the name as Latif, I should receive hello Latif. Exactly. This is the requirement. I'll be passing that name as URI parameters. Okay, if I pass that URI parameter, I should take that URI parameter, extract that, I should concatenate with that hello, and then concatenate means adding. Exactly. Okay, concatenate that, and I should give the response to Postman as hello Mahesh or hello Naveen or hello Latif or hello Sairam, this way. Exactly. Whatever name you are going to give in the URI parameters. Let's go inside. That's the requirement. Exactly. Now let's go inside the I am creating a new mule project. Okay, and I'm giving params as the project name. I selected the runtime and then click finish. Okay, see here with the automatically params project is created with the params configuration XML with the empty flow definitions. There are no flow definitions. Exactly. Okay, now I will be searching for HTTP listener. As soon as I searched for HTTP listener, I got it. Okay, see yesterday what I have done, I have dragged and dropped the flow here, and then I dragged and dropped the listener to the source. See, Mulesoft is AnyPoint Studio is intelligent enough to understand. If I drag and drop listener also directly, it will be creating a flow. Exactly. Okay. Whenever you wanted to do it, no need to drag and drop the flow and do it. Exactly. You can directly drag and drop the component also. Okay. Fine. Now listener, we should set the configuration, right? As we don't have any global elements for this project, we are not getting any drop down here. In that case, we have to create a new and keeping 8081 and all these as default. Exactly. And I'm keeping it okay. Okay, path, I'll keep it as params. Now your listener configuration is ready. As soon as your listener configuration is ready, see here. Or we'll keep demo as the path. You can keep it anything, nothing to regret about that. Okay. Now, what I will do, I will drag and drop the set payload exactly. Okay, what I told you actually, with the help of URI parameters, I will be receiving a name. I should extract that and I should do that exactly. Like I should display a message, hello Mahesh. Just now, what did I tell you? Yesterday we used literal mode. Today I am using expression mode. Expression mode means DWL hash and square braces. This represent the expression mode. Okay. Now, hello is static, right? I am passing hello. There is no change in this particular message. Hello. But here, plus plus is used for concatenation. For example, like hello plus plus world. If I do like this, what happens? You know, hello will be concatenated with hello and world exactly, and it will give that output as without space like this. Okay. For example, if I want with space also, what we can do, we can keep a space here. This way, if you write, what happens exactly? Now you will receive with the help of space. Hello world. Okay, that's what concatenation is. Concatenation means combining two or more payloads or messages, whatever you want exactly. Now we are concatenating this hello and the URI parameters receiving from the postman. Okay, now what we will do, I already told you, like what consists of how to extract the URI parameters, right? Message dot attributes. All these are keywords. If you see, automatically we are coming. Keywords will come automatically. If you see message, in message, what will be there? Payload will be there. Attributes will be there. I just told attributes. In attributes, what will be there? There are so many things, but we wanted URI params, right? URI. If you see, URI params, we received it, and this is the keyword params dot. What is the thing we wanted to have exactly? We are receiving name, right? We keep it as uname. Okay, we will be passing information as uname. Now what happens in uname? I'll be passing different names. My name Mahesh or Naveen or Latif or any name, example Vani or any name. That it will come whenever I pass Mahesh. It tell hello, concatenate with Mahesh, and it will be passing hello Mahesh. Okay, if I concatenate with Naveen, it will hello Naveen exactly. Okay, that's the requirement. And still, if you see, I can see some kind of error over here exactly. Okay, why I am not specifying the data type of this? If I specify, it's a warning only, nothing will happen. You can easily do it. But I'm telling it is a string. String means what exactly? Hello is a text, right? The same way, whatever you inculcate inside this double quotes, right? That way, whenever you want to pass some values like names or some kind of information, then we will be using string as a data type. We will see that in the further sessions. Don't worry. For now, we are telling this particular thing as a string and concatenate with hello exactly. Now your application is ready. I told you logger also. Why we use logger exactly? Yesterday I told you briefly, but I'll explain you today. Why we use logger? See, logger, what happens is you are getting the request, you are converting that, and you are setting some payload, and you are passing it to the response section, and again it will be passed it to the postman exactly, and you are sending the response to the postman. But in between, developer wants to see what is happening inside exactly, and he wants to print in the console. Then we should use the logger. Okay, logger is a very important information whenever we wanted to print something, not only payload or not only attributes, whatever payload, attributes, variables, whatever information you wanted to print, we use the logger component. Okay, logger component, what it will do, a console, what we will see, we will see all the steps what is happening here, right? If you have the logger also, logger will print that particular message. What I have printed now, payload. After set payload, what is the payload? I just wanted to see in the console exactly. For that reason, I just dragged and dropped logger component. Okay, fine now. And I want one more logger component before the set payload. I just wanted to see the payload there. Normally payload is empty, but we wanted to see whether payload is empty or not. And I'm writing it in expression mode. Payload is a keyword in DataWeave language, right? That's the reason I'm not writing message.payload exactly. Why I'm not writing message.payload? By default, if you write message.payload or payload, automatically your Anypoint Studio will understand it is a payload only. That's the reason I'm not writing message.payload. Even for attributes also, no need to write message dot. Without writing message dot attributes or attributes also, it will automatically identify it is attributes and then it will take it exactly. Okay, that's the beauty of Anypoint Studio. It is intelligent enough to understand, like, okay, attributes means it will be inside message only. It will fetch, it will extract the attributes from there. Guys, able to follow me, right? These are very important, because when you go inside the organization, right, whenever you wanted to extract the information from query params, how to do that, and extract the information related to payload, how to do that, extract the information related to query params, all these are very important. Okay, that's the reason I'm just going through them very slowly. Okay, now yesterday what we have seen, we have run the application. Okay, if I want to debug the application, debug means we can go step by step here exactly. I'm just right clicking. Already we saved it. How to save a project? Control S, or this icon will be highlighted and you can click on this exactly. How to save that? Save the project, you can click on this or Control S. Now I just wanted to debug the project params. As soon as I started debug, if you see here, the console has started. First it will build the project, it will be build will be successful, and it will start the mule runtime, and then your project will be deployed on that particular mule runtime. Okay, now you have seen a pop-up here. What is this pop-up? It is asking, I am opening the debug perspective. Debug perspective means debug view mode exactly. Okay, till now you are running the application. For that there is one mode. For debugging there is another way of seeing it. If you want to see it, how? Yes. If you don't want to see that, no, exactly. Okay, perspective is nothing but the representation, how it is representing for the debug mode, how it is representing for the view mode exactly. General mode, design mode. We have a design mode and debug mode. In design mode, we are seeing earlier we are using, right, that is called as design mode. If I click on debug mode, now if you see, this is the review mode. Same only, we'll be able to see that particular flow in a different manner. That's the simple thing exactly. If you see here, there are three icons, right? This is design mode, this is debug mode. Whenever you wanted to switch automatically also, you can do it from here. This is design mode. For example, like if I come here, sorry, that's debug mode. This is design mode. If I want to come back, debug mode. You can switch from design mode to debug mode with the help of this shortcuts here. Blue icon is with design, and dark blue is debug. We are in debug mode right now. If you see your application name, what is application name params exactly? On domain default, it's deployed exactly. Okay, now your application is ready for what? For hitting it and see the response exactly. I'll go to one more thing I forgot exactly. I just want, if I want to see something in the what to say debug mode, I should add the breakpoint. Breakpoint means it will break the message will come here and it will stop here. When I say go further, then only it will go. There is some options here to click on that. Whenever we click on that, it will go to the next processor, and next, then immediately it will go to the next processor. Okay, that way debug will work for us. For doing that, right click, add breakpoint. Already we have added the breakpoint, right? That's the reason we'll be not seeing that add breakpoint. Now remove breakpoint or disable breakpoint. For example, I removed it and right click it, add breakpoint. It's very simple. See, everything we are doing it here only exactly. Now I go to Postman. What is the listener configuration? Yeah, sorry, I think we forgot something. I'll stop the application. Oh, no need to stop the application. I just wanted to show one more feature also. We'll show that exactly. I just told you for receiving the URI parameters, it has to be slash flower braces. What is the thing you used here? Uname key. That key has to be presented here. U name. Sorry. UNAME. Okay. Now this is the path for your application. And see, demo slash flower braces uname. If you give this way, then only you will be able to retrieve the URI params in the set payload exactly. Okay. Now see here. Just now I have made some changes. Okay. And see, my save is highlighted here. Control S, I can do shortcut, or I can click on this. If I click on this, see, something is happening in the console. Okay, it happened and stopped, right? Observe this particular started app params. What happened is automatically it detected the changes and then again it deployed the application with the new changes exactly. How is it happening? This option is by default enabled, build automatically. Whenever there are no major changes, I have just changed the configuration in listener, right? I have just changed that. That's the reason this option is automatically enabled already, build automatically. What it did do, no need to stop my application and again deploy it exactly. Already it started automatically with the help of this option. I just wanted to show that also. It is also happened. Right now, then we'll go to, if I disable this option, it will not happen. Then you have to again stop this and again you have to redeploy the application exactly. This option is enabled by default. It will be enabled. If you don't want to build your projects automatically, what you have to do, you have to disable this option. Okay, project, under project, build automatically. That's the reason you can see that application with the new changes, it's deployed. Now I'll go to Postman. What is the path? What is the request you wanted to send? Get method request. And what is the type of request? HTTP request. Where is your server? Say, where is your application deployed? Localhost. Okay. And what is the port number I used? 8081 by default. And what is the path? Test. And what is the name I have to? What is our requirement? I told you, Mahesh, exactly. Right? I can pass anything, but for now I am sending Mahesh. Whether I am sending any body here, nothing, no body, empty. Now I'll try to hit. low listener, no listener. Maybe see, you got a response, no listener for endpoint test Mahesh. Why? We'll go see here. What is the path we have given? Demo. That's the reason it's showing no listener for that particular endpoint. If I say demo here now, see here, it's processing. We haven't received the response. Where is it now? It went here and it stopped. You got the point here? What is the meaning of it? Debug. Earlier, when you click on it, automatically will be whole request will be processed and automatically response is given. But here I ran the application debug mode and I stopped. I added the breakpointer at logger exactly. Okay. That's the reason that particular HTTP request message came to listener and listener converted that into mule event and then it is passed to logger. It is stopped at the logger exactly right now. See, in debug mode, this is the debug point exactly. This is the screen. Here we can go and see what is the payload. Payload is empty. Variables are 0. There are no variables at all. Payload is empty because we are not sending anybody in the postman, right? Variables, we haven't created anything here basically. That's the reason variables are 0. I'm talking about mule event. What are attributes? If you see here, there are so many attributes. Just now I told you query params. There are no query params. We passed only what URI params exactly. Request URI. Okay. All these are attributes. See here. URI params. I have given the key uname Mahesh. Okay. This way in debug we can see each and everything in detail exactly. Okay, that's the reason I'm see, it's very important to how to debug an application for a developer exactly. Without debugging, you will be debugging applications hundreds of times exactly whenever you are in the real time. That's the reason debugging is very important. Okay. Praveen is asking something. Debug mode to, for example, like now I am in debug mode, right? This is the icon. If I want to go to design mode, in design mode also I can see this debug one, but your presentation is different exactly over here. But I like always in the design mode only I'll be seeing the debug. Okay, right now see, if I click on payload, it is empty, there is nothing. And if I click on variables, size 0, there are no variables. If I click on attributes, there are so many attributes here. Whatever you click on here, right side, you will be seeing that. Now I am checking the debug message in design mode right now. Okay, if I want to switch back, but I like the previous perspective, I'm using that. Okay, now see here in the there is a tab called debugger. Mule debugger tab is there. Here I have an icon, next processor. Our shortcut is F6. If I click on F6, it will go to the next processor. I'm telling I don't want design perspective. I want to be in sorry, I don't want debug perspective. I want to be in design perspective only. I'm clicking on no. I told to remember the decision. Remember the decision means it will not ask each and every time. Now see here. Nothing. Payload is empty again. Variables are not there and attributes as it is same. Now if you see attribute same, payload, you set the payload here, right? Hello, and you took Mahesh from the URI parameters and you concatenated it. Hello Mahesh, payload is there. Variables, we haven't created any variables, it's 0, empty. If you remember the diagram exactly, the here I told, right? Mule event HTTP request will be converted into mule event, and then coming mule event will have these attributes, payload variables. Here hello world, the same way hello Mahesh now, attributes non-empty, hello Mahesh, variables empty. The same way it's here. See, whenever your debug point is on that particular processor, it will not show the debug at this point. It will show the debug point for the previous processor. After previous processor, what is the structure exactly? Okay. Now set payload, we have set the hello Mahesh payload. That's the reason we can be seeing the hello Mahesh message over here. Now I'll click on next. Next means it's completed. Now we'll go to Postman and see the response. Able to see hello Mahesh? Yes. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll give Sairam. Whether it's working dynamically or it's hard coded, let's check exactly. It came here. Now I don't want to again debug it exactly already as I have shown. I will resume it. Resume means shortcut is F8. F6 for next processor, F8 for resume. A resume means automatically it will start processing the whole request and it sends the response exactly. I'm clicking on this particular. See here, it's not going to the next processor. It completed the whole processing and sent the response also. See here, hello Sai. Now, warning. Because my application is in debug mode, that's the reason it's coming here and I added the breakpoint and it's stopping here. I'm resuming it once again. Hello one. Okay, is that clear? Like how to extract the URI parameters? The same way for query parameters exactly. Okay, we will be doing it tomorrow in the session, but you try to do that exactly like same query parameters. You pass the Mahesh or your name in the query parameters and extract that query parameters into the set payload and then try to do that exactly. This is a try to do that. We'll see how we can do that also tomorrow, and no worries basically. Okay, and already it's 9 o'clock, right? We will see the as soon as we come tomorrow. Sairam, you please keep the thing ready. We will what to say, set up the AnyPoint Studio, and then immediately we'll go for the query param section also. Okay, fine, right?
Okay.
Okay, I'll stop the recording.